KMTV Action 3 News Weekend starts now.
It's an annual tradition to give kids the shoes they need to play the game they love, soccer. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Nick Starling. Creighton Soccer had their annual kick with the Blue Jays today, and kids got the chance to learn from some of Nebraska's best. The kids also got new gear to play in from a very special foundation. Reporter Miranda Christian joins us live with more. Miranda?
In 2012, Audrey Warming was killed in a car crash. She's also the daughter of former Creighton soccer coach Bob Warming. And for the past 4 years, kids who attend this Kickin' with the Blue Jays get new gear thanks to Audrey's Shoes for Kids.
Over 100 kids were at the Creighton Soccer Clinic on Sunday.
Here you go, dude.
And each one of them walked away with new shoes, socks, shin guards, and a soccer ball, thanks to Audrey's Shoes for Kids. How are they fitting?
And Audrey's Shoes for Kids was based upon two of her greatest loves, which was working with kids and shoes.
This is the 4th year the Warming family has honored Audrey by providing kids with the gear they need to play.
This was a great way to honor her and create something positive out of her legacy.
The kids tried on their new shoes and put their new soccer balls to the test during a clinic with the Creighton soccer teams and were pretty eager to learn some new skills.
Almost anything, because I like most sports.
The kids got to train with the players and work on passing, kicking,
Very good skill. You gotta celebrate if you score.
and dribbling for over an hour. United Healthcare helps provide support for the clinic. They said the clinic helps provide equipment to kids who might not have access to it.
Yeah, I think that word in itself, access, some of these children are limited sometimes because of just either the disconnect or there isn't those resources that they can look up and find.
Bess Lehman, Audrey's sister, said every year this clinic is the perfect way to come together as a family and remember her.
But it's a time for us to be together and to remember Audrey, but it's also just a day of joy.
The clinic today was also about bringing the community together and to promote healthy lifestyles to these young kids. Reporting live in studio, I'm Miranda Christian, KMTV Action 3 News.
All right, thank you, Miranda. Tonight, a special ceremony is in the works paying tribute to several fallen soldiers and their families. Led by the American Legion and Gold Star families, 4 families of fallen military members will get a special honor. Of the 5 service members that lost their lives, 2 were brothers. The ceremony took place just hours ago at Papillion at the Lamb of God Lutheran Church. And just before we went on air, the group received a special recognition at Warner Park before the start of the game. It's a ceremony that shows just how connected the community is with those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's like another family. Military families, when they get together on our occasions to honor our fallen and our service members that are still active, it's a great feeling. It's a warm feeling. It's all about supporting our veterans.
Coming up tonight at 10, we'll have complete coverage of the ceremony, showing you the sights and sounds of this honorable tradition. This day in August is known as Purple Heart Day. Every August 7th is spent honoring the men and women who have been wounded or killed in military service. The Purple Heart is given to a member of the armed services who has been wounded or killed in battle.
Now, your Weather Alert First Forecast.
Well, it took the better part of Sunday to be able to squeeze out an 80-degree temperature in the metro. A bit of a cool day today as we take a look at neighborhood temperatures. Elkhorn sitting at 77, Mission Park at 79, 76 out in Lakeshore, Bennington hitting 81, as is La Vista, and then mid to upper 70s from Carter Lake all the way down through Swanson Park and Willow Springs. As far as our satellite, we're seeing the clouds break up, mostly overcast over the course of the day today, but we'll see partly cloudy skies through the evening hours, but those clouds are going to be filling back in heading into Monday. But in terms of any storms or any major weather systems to impact our plans over the course of the next 3 days, doesn't look like it. Threat tracker staying in the green through Wednesday. We'll be talking about some heat building in, though, during the weather segment in just a few minutes.
All right, John, we'll see you in a few moments. Breaking news tonight, a 12-year-old boy is reported dead today after sliding down the world's largest water slide in Kansas City. The slide at Schlitterbahn Water Park drops riders almost 169 feet at 65 miles per hour. Police are doing an accidental death investigation as we speak. The park is closed pending an investigation. We're learning this evening that a 34-year-old Nebraska woman has died during the Ironman Boulder race in Colorado. The Colorado State Patrol says Michelle Walters of McCook was hit by a vehicle while riding her bike on a major highway north of Boulder. Ironman event coordinators issued a statement saying, quote, "We are deeply saddened to confirm the death of one of our athletes at Ironman Boulder," end quote. Alcohol and speed are not believed to be considered factors in this crash. There's a new development in the tragic death we told you about in June. A couple months following the death of 2-year-old Lane Graves, workers are now building a stone wall around the Walt Disney World lake where an alligator killed him. Disney reps say it's part of the new security plan. The Elkhorn boy was dragged into Seven Seas Lagoon June 14th. His body was found days later. In Omaha, a man is dead following a motorcycle crash early this morning. Police say Charles Harmon Jr. struck a curb near 50th and I Streets while riding his Harley around 1 o'clock this morning. The curb caused him to go off into the road and strike a light pole. He died at the scene. Police say he was not wearing a seatbelt and was not wearing a Department of Transportation approved helmet. Turning to campaign coverage now. With the election just about 13 weeks away, Hillary Clinton has a sizable lead in many polls, while Donald Trump is looking to push the reset button after a very bad week. Supporters for both presidential candidates hit the Sunday morning talk shows. Wendy Gillette takes a look from New York.
Donald Trump's support is sliding after a rough week. A new Washington Post ABC News poll finds the Republican nominee has the support of 42% of likely voters, compared to 50% for Hillary Clinton. According to a CBS News Battleground Tracker poll, Clinton is also ahead of Trump in key swing states, up by 12 points in Virginia, 2 points in Nevada. But Trump is hoping to make up ground Monday in Detroit, where he'll give a speech on the economy. His plan is to slash corporate taxes from 35% to 15%.
Mr. Speaker, his numbers don't add up.
Of course not. I mean, I think historically, no candidate's numbers add up.
Clinton will offer up her own vision for the economy Thursday. She's hoping to move attention away from her use of a private email server when she was Secretary of State. The issue resurfaced Sunday with news that Iran executed an Iranian nuclear scientist who was also a U.S. spy.
In the emails that were on Hillary Clinton's private server, there were conversations among her senior advisors about this gentleman. That goes to show just how reckless and careless her decisions was to put that kind of highly classified information on a private server.
Clinton's running mate came to her defense.
I have heard Hillary Clinton say over and over again, when I've been sitting next to her and when I've watched her on TV, that with respect to the emails, I made a mistake and I've learned something and I wouldn't do it again.
Clinton holds her next campaign event in Florida Monday. Wendy Gillette for CBS News, New York.
Both candidates will present their economic plans in Michigan, another key battleground state. Well, the Omaha area is tracking another high-profile visit in the presidential campaign. Republican vice presidential candidate Mike Pence will be in Council Bluffs tomorrow. Monday's visit to western Iowa comes after he joined Donald Trump in Des Moines. Pence is scheduled to speak at the Mid-America Center at 7 p.m. Doors open at 4. You can catch complete coverage of his visit right here on KMTV. There's a recent report out saying Nebraska has a shortage of workers in science, technology, and building trades. Governor Pete Ricketts learned of this report during his first Economic Development Summit in Lincoln last month. A spokesman for Ricketts says the report will help shape the governor's efforts to attract new businesses. The Henry Doorly Zoo held their annual back-to-school bash today. Those who attended the zoo today were treated to the Omaha Street Percussion, who entertained a crowd for hours. Kids also took part in activities that helped them better understand some of the animals at the zoo.
That's the whole purpose of being here, is to learn about the animals and how they live.
The event ended at 5 p.m. today. The Elkhorn School District has more than doubled in size in the last 10 years. Arborview Elementary at 208th and Fort is the newest school in the district, and it will stay open in just a few days. There's another new building in the works at 11th Elementary School in the district that's set to open in 2018. Voters have already approved the money for that project, something they've had to do quite a few times in recent years. Monday in our Back to School series, hear from the superintendent about Elkhorn's growth. He'll discuss how much bigger Elkhorn can get and when the district may need a new high school. Well, hundreds of people brought their appetites to one of Omaha's largest and longest running summer festivals. The St. Peter and Paul Church celebrated summer today. The festival features some of Omaha's best ethnic food, games, rides, and thousands of dollars in cash and prizes. Organizers call it a tradition that will bring everyone a little bit closer together.
Just a celebration of South Omaha, celebration of our Catholic faith and South Omaha community. And God blessed us with a beautiful day and a great crowd.
This is the 99th church celebration. Well, if you're going to the Nebraska State Fair, there's some new events you might want to see. Organizers hope to expand on many of the event's newer offerings, including outdoor concerts and a marathon race. The Nebraska State Fair Marathon and other races are expected to draw more than 1,000 runners. They also plan to offer 3 nights of live outdoor music. This year's outdoor performers include Thomas Rhett and Lady Antebellum. Well, South Dakota's Sturgis Motorcycle Rally isn't just having a big economic impact up there, it's also hitting Nebraska towns good as well. Sarah Ferguson, the manager of the Niobrara Lodge in Valentine, says 90% of the motorcycle traffic she sees is coming to and from the Black Hills. Many of the riders staying at her lodge are from Nebraska, including some as far as Omaha and Lincoln. Well, coming up after the break, we'll take you to Rio, where we show you some of the culture of Brazil and how some visitors of the Olympics are enjoying their trip.
And in the weather, we've had a very mild weekend across the metro. Coming up, I'll look at some numbers, though, indicating more summer-like heat building in next week. Stay with us.
I am a working mom, so that's a balancing act. It really does take the entire family to make it all work. I'm a better meteorologist because I'm a mom. I want to know the same things that you do, and I think of that when I'm forecasting. Do you need to prepare for games in dangerous heat? Are you in the path of a storm? We're in this together. We all want to keep our families safe.
Jennifer Zeppelin, joining Jennifer Griswold and Craig Negrelli, weeknights on KMTV Action 3 News live at 10.
You may have never noticed, but life is heavy. Your soil is shifting, sinking, settling, leaving your concrete without necessary support. We know this. We've been perfecting the solution for over 40 years. Beyond the basement, throughout the year, making over 60,000 homes whole again. Thrasher, concrete leveling and replacement. There's only one right way.
People aren't born champions, they're taught. They're listened to, they're heard, they're given smiles and words of encouragement. They're shown support, guidance, time. They're believed in. I'm so grateful for the mentors I've had, for those who believed in me and encouraged me from the very beginning. Learn how you can become a champion in a young person's life at teammates.org. My name is Tom Osborne, retired coach, and I mentor. Will you?
Make the switch and start your day with the team at Action 3 News this morning.
Join us for your first look at the day's top stories.
From here at home and from around the world.
With the best technology, we give you the most accurate forecast to plan your busy day.
Deanne Brink, Matt Monroe, and Ryan McPike, bringing you more real news and weather coverage to help you plan your day ahead. Make the switch to Action 3 News this morning. Griswold. Thanks for watching KMTV-3.
The Olympic Games are more about than just sports. It's also about highlighting the culture of the host country. But in Brazil, that can be complicated, especially when it comes to music. Jamie Yukis is in Rio de Janeiro.
When you think of Rio de Janeiro, it's hard not to think of a party. The opening ceremony put Brazilian culture on display. That's called favela funk music. But many Rio favela residents are upset at singer Ludmilla. She only sang the festive chorus of I Just Want to Be Happy, an anthem for neighborhoods often struggling with violence and drug traffickers.
The rest of the song questions the relationship with the government, state.
We believe it was censored.
Well-known funk musician Mano Teco uses his music to criticize the government. He says the highlighting of funk at the Olympics is hypocritical.
The people are prohibited to listen to funk in their own houses in the favela.
Much like American hip-hop, funk points out problems within the government. But unlike the United States, Brazil has criminalized the music.
For many times, we see MCs being shot down by gun bullets or have their equipment burned.
Cultural activists are fighting for funk to be open to everyone. Protesters hope including the genre in the opening ceremony is progress.
It wasn't hypocritical. It's a great showcase for them to be able to be a part of a big event like the Olympics and be able to show their art.
But for Teco, funk continues to be an act of resistance. He plans to keep writing music until his message inspires change. In Rio de Janeiro, Jamie Yukas, CBS News.
Rio's Pacification Police program is aimed to improve the relationship between police and communities, but officers earned criticism from the start for banning funk music and parties because of the neighborhood ties to drugs. Joining us now is meteorologist John Walsh. And John, I don't know what the weather is in Rio, but here it's been pretty nice, kind of on the cool end.
Yeah, not bad at all. Could have used a little bit more sunshine today, but it wasn't a bad day. Very comfortable out there, no rain, not a bad weekend really, but and the week looks pretty good as well, but we will see the heat build in here toward the middle part of the week.
The heat is coming back.
Well, that's what we expect this time of year, though, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, I have a Maltese. She loves to bask in the sunshine, and no different than this guy right here, appreciating a beautiful Canadian sunset. And wow, he's just shimmering in the sunlight. Yeah, it looks like he's having a good day at the beach. Good place to be, actually. Here's a look at the headlines. Uneventful weather for the most part this week. We may see some few disturbances right in here, but it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing much in terms of rainfall. The warmth, the humidity begins to build back in. From Tuesday into Wednesday and Thursday. But really, I don't think your plans will be much affected by the weather until Thursday, and we'll be talking about that in just a little bit. Current conditions out there, we still have a few clouds around, 80 degrees, the present temperature, not much in terms of humidity. The dew point sitting at 61, very comfortable out there with an east-southeast wind at about 10 miles an hour. Looking at temperatures around our viewing area. The range is from 80 in the metro area and in Wayne to about 74 degrees. Nebraska City, Falls City, I guess Maryville, Missouri is the coolest spot at 72, but most locations are in the low to mid 70s across the area. As we take a look at our satellite radar, all is quiet. Cloud cover beginning to break up a little bit around Omaha after mostly overcast skies. A few showers in northern Missouri, spinning eastwards, and other than that, it is quiet for the most part outside of a few showers, thunderstorms out in the high plains of Wyoming. Nothing really at the surface to speak of outside of this frontal boundary down in Oklahoma and Kansas, with high pressure in control of much of the upper Midwest. That's parked over sections of Wyoming. Now, as far as the mid part of the week, as I mentioned, the heat's expected to build in here. We've got a trough coming through the Pacific Northwest, and that's going to allow the jet stream winds to go back up into Canada as this ridge sets down here in the southern plain states, and that'll allow some warmer temperatures and more humidity to build back into the central sections of the country. Long about Wednesday and into Thursday, we're back into the 90s. Futurecast for 10 o'clock will be around 69 degrees, partly cloudy skies. As we head toward tomorrow morning, however, notice the clouds filling back in. We'll start the day in the low to mid 60s across the area, a little cooler up around the Wayne areas. And then for tomorrow, lunchtime readings will be in the low to middle 70s, right around 77 here in the metro. Afternoon temperatures. Now, this particular model is indicating some spotty showers in the afternoon. Might be a little bit overdone, I'm thinking. 82 will be the high. Let's take a look at our forecast for tonight. 63 for the overnight low, partly cloudy skies, light easterly winds. For tomorrow, highs will be in the lower 80s. Again, we'll see mostly cloudy skies. And then for tomorrow night, again, mostly cloudy with maybe a chance of a late night thunderstorm on Monday night and possibly Tuesday night, but just a slight chance. Other than that, partly cloudy on Tuesday, will warm to 88, and then the heat settles in here on Wednesday around 93. That's not terrible, but there could be some mid-90s in there as well within our viewing area. And then on Thursday, Starting out hot, cold front swings in during the evening, and that's when we'll start to see some thunderstorms. Remains to be seen as to the severity of those storms. We're a little bit too far out, but with the heat and humidity in place, stands to reason we could be seeing some stronger storms. We'll see how that pans out, and that leaves us with some very mild weather for the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Looks beautiful next weekend. Lower 80s, sunshine. Not much to complain about there, I don't think.
Absolutely not. You know, summer in the Midwest always gets hotter if you get a little bit of a cool breeze in there.
That's true. Can get a little fickle sometimes, as we saw the other day, but it's always adventurous here in the Plains.
All right. Thank you, John. Up next in sports, with the first game just a month away, the Huskers continue to practice. Hear from coaches on how they're doing next.
Adventure Bay Water Park is now open at Adventureland. Come ride the waves and soak up the sun in oceans of aquatic fun. It's all included with your admission to Adventureland Park, along with the Monster, our new steel roller coaster. 2 great parks, all for one low price. See our website for park and water park operation dates.
Ram has won countless awards. We have best-in-class torque and 31,210 pounds towing, along with an exceptionally smooth ride. So, what does all this award-winning engineering add up to? Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups. Get a great deal during the Ram Summer Clearance Event. Financing at an average $12,988 in total values on the purchase of select Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models in dealer stock.
Join KMTV-3 at the JDRF One Walk. The money you raise will fund life-changing research for millions of people living with type 1 diabetes. Visit walk.jdrf.org and sign up today. The JDRF One Walk, August 20th at Lewis and Clark Landing.
Hey Omaha, the list is coming to KMTV-3. Here are 3 things you need to know about our show. 1, we're informative and relevant. 2, you'll have fun watching us. And 3, you'll get the latest DIYs and life hacks. Watch the list September 12th on KMTV-3.
The Ford Freedom Sales Event is on at Ashley Ford. Drive a Ford Fusion for just $189 a month with no money down, or get 0% financing for 72 months. Drive the redesigned 2017 Escape for only $249 a month with no money down. Compare and save at Ashley Ford or ashleyford.com.
Atlantic. Thanks for watching KMTV-3. Now, your Omaha Sports Insider Report.
After 3 straight days of practice, the Huskers took Sunday off. They get back at it in Lincoln on Monday afternoon. Now on Saturday, defensive coordinator Mark Banker, he was impressed with the players' understanding of the defense in the second year of that new system. And the coach told a story that should put black shirt backers more at ease.
I made a comment to them today while we were going through this zone pressure period in this particular, that was our focus in this practice. And I said it was really fun to start the signal and not even complete it and have everybody making the call. So it's a matter of they know more of what to expect, and it's second nature. So it's helping with taking the thinking out. The reactions are getting better, and we're starting to play faster.
All right, basketball. Former Husker Terran Petaway will play professional basketball this season, but it won't be in the NBA. He signed with a team in the Italian A-League. Petaway spent last month playing with the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA Summer League. The most interesting thing about the Royals Blue Jays series this weekend has been the presence of an insect that's taken up residence in the Royals dugout. The praying mantis was back. He was in the dugout last night. Today, Salvatore Perez was assigned to watch the ambush predator. It was 2-0 in the 5th inning. This is an ambush when Alcides Escobar extended the Royals' lead. This one just carries and carries over the wall for a solo home run. Then with the bases loaded in the 7th inning, Kendrys Morales did the unloading. He honored TLC in the process, nearly puts this one in the waterfalls. For the first Grand Slam of his career, the Royals win the series in the game 7-1. Big news out of the Bronx. The Yankees' Alex Rodriguez announced he'll play his last game in pinstripes on Friday at Yankee Stadium against Tampa Bay. But A-Rod will remain with the team as a special advisor and instructor until the end of 2017. The 41-year-old didn't actually say he was retiring from baseball. He just won't be playing for the Yankees anymore. Rodriguez has 696 career home runs, so don't be surprised if he finds another team sometime in the near future to try to reach that magic 700 mark.
No athlete ever ends his career or her career the way you want to. We all want to keep playing forever. But it doesn't work that way. Accepting the end gracefully is part of being a professional athlete.
All right, Jim Furyk did something on the PGA Tour today that's never been done before. Shot a 12 under 58, a 58 in the final round of today's Travelers Championships. 10 birdies and an eagle on the par 70, and he closed out the round with that shorty at 18 for a 58. And finally, the dog days of summer drone on. Great Caesar's Coast! What in the world is that giant yoga ball doing at Bears Camp? They're using it to simulate pass rushers. I'm not kidding about this, because they want to try to limit the contact, thus limiting injuries, Nick. And we also have a breaking story coming out of Canton, Ohio. Tonight's Hall of Fame game between the Packers and the Colts might be postponed because the field conditions are apparently terrible.
Really?
So it's something to keep an eye on. It's supposed to be kickoff at 7 o'clock Central.
See
so
if that'll happen.
This could be a disaster.
Yeah, and well, with those yoga balls, maybe that'll be a way to prevent injuries. You don't know.
Maybe you should have some yoga balls flying around here.
Why not?
Walsh is pretty quick on his feet. You're not bad yourself, Nick. All right, if you want more Omaha Sports Insider, you can get it anytime at omahasportsinsider.com, powered by KMTV-TV at AM 590 ESPN Omaha.
When the weather is at its worst,
Showers and storms starting the fire.
count on us to be at our best.
Maybe 100-mile-per-hour winds in advance of this line moving through.
The KMTV Action 3 News Weather Alert Team,
There's a little bit higher risk for tornadoes today.
keeping you informed, keeping you safe. On air, online, streaming. When severe weather threatens, count on the team, technology, experience of the Action 3 News Weather Alert Team.
When Lawson was this big, he had club feet and wore casts. When he was this big, there were leg braces, surgery, and more casts. Now that Lawson is this big, all he has to worry about is finishing his homework and getting to basketball practice on time. That's because when Lawson was this big, he started receiving comprehensive care from the orthopedic specialists at Children's Hospital and Medical Center, the best place for kids.
Good call, Mom and Dad.
Children's Hospital and Medical Center. We know children.
No, I doubt it. Here we go, evening outlook looking good, around 75 degrees at 7 o'clock, and we've got the clouds breaking up. And then 10 o'clock readings will be around 69 degrees. A quiet evening around the metro area for that bike ride, for the softball game, whatever you got going on.
No doubt about it.
Yep.
Or to walk your dog in a park, that's for sure. All right, thank you for joining us at 5:30. We'll see you back here at 10.